Once the targeted well depth is reached, the formation must be tested and evaluated. Core samples may be taken and analyzed to determine whether the well will be completed for production or plugged and abandoned. To determine the potential of a producing formation, the operator may order a drill stem test, or DST. The well is perforated and then flowed through a temporary test drill string and flared at various pressures and flow rates, which involves burning off small amounts of the hydrocarbons produced by the well. In some instances, this can also be done without the production casing being run. In the case of a production well, where the 7-inch liner is already in place, the well will be completed by inserting a string of production tubing, which is similar to casing but smaller in diameter. Production tubing is anchored and sealed in the production casing just a short distance above the liner hanger. The packer is a special tool that is designed to grip and seal off the annulus outside the production tubing and is set in place by applying pressure or by a sequence of tubing movements. Other components are inserted in the production tubing at strategic points. These will be chosen depending on anticipated well production characteristics. Closer to the surface, a subsurface safety valve will be included in the string. This is a valve that can be used to shut the well in from the surface. It is normally held open by pressure, and loss of pressure will automatically close the valve and shut the well in. Before the packer is run, a bit and scraper run is carried out. The bit guides the scraper through the casing, and the scraper cleans the inner wall of the casing around the area where the packer is to be set. This helps to make a good seal. The drilling fluid is displaced with filtered completion fluid, which is a brine-based fluid with additives that inhibit corrosion. The completion fluid must provide sufficient hydrostatic pressure to kill the well in the event of the hardware in the well failing, and it must be compatible with the formation that it will come into contact with. Once the correct amount of production tubing has been placed in the well, the Christmas tree is finally installed. A Christmas tree is essentially an assembly of valves which sits on top of the well, and it connects directly onto the casing and tubing hangers which hold the top of the various strings in place. It is designed to ensure that it can withstand any amount of pressure and flow that the reservoir can deliver. The valves on the Christmas tree provide a path to allow the well to flow to production and process equipment. They also provide access to the wellbore for workover and well interventions to be able to take place. A further connection and valve on the side of the Christmas tree give access to the tubing in the event the well needs to be killed. This would be done by the pumping of suitably weighted fluid into the wellbore. The well is now ready to be brought into operation. To do this, the production casing must be perforated. Shaped explosive charges are sent down the well and placed across the reservoir. The perforating guns can be carried into the well either by wire line, or they can be attached to the bottom of the drill pipe or tubing as it is deployed. When they are in place, the charges are detonated. The force of the explosion punches holes through the casing, through the cement, and out into the reservoir rock.